Hey, what's up everybody? It's Trey coming back with another trade recap. That is right. Nothing terribly huge today. Again, I am playing with super small size. I'm back in the cash account. You know, I'm working with like $2 risk on each trade, just really trying to get the flow going. But you know, there's a few things. One, which was on my watch list that I posted yesterday. So, you know, if you check that out, congratulations if you made a play on it. If not, you know, I'll keep posting them. But anyway, I wanted to jump into it. You know, it's been a bit of a weird day. Momentum's kind of like here and there. There's some of the follow through earlier this morning was kind of tough. Some of these moves that we're seeing now are kind of happening a little like midday-ish, and for me personally, I don't really like to trade after that first hour, just because, you know, I'm a part-time guy. I gotta get off to work and all this stuff. But real quick, you know, I wanted to go ahead and go over some things. First, let's cover these trades real quick. I suppose we'll do them in order: AMC, MRIN, and Workhorse. I don't know that this is necessarily the time order that I made the trades, but yeah, it's probably just alphabetical or some shit. But let's go and take a look here at AMC, and we'll do the show trades logo. I kind of like this because you see this little bubble here. Now, I'm super scalpy lately, all right? Don't judge me. You know, continuation has been tough in this market, all right? And I've taken some losses, right? So I'm just trying to build my confidence back up. And trade number one I wanted to really cover here was AMC. You know, I kind of saw it. I missed this run up, right? So this was a little bit of a chase. But instead of chasing right on a green candle, I was like, you know, I'm gonna wait for a little bit of a pullback. So I picked this up at 57.24, right? So like right around here-ish area, you know, in this wick, looking for a continuation, right? But you know, we're already up a little bit, so I didn't know how much more it was gonna go, and sold at the 36 mark. For like baby gains. Clearly there's a lot more upside on this green candle, but when it opened and it started to dip back down, I thought maybe this was going to be the curl back down to VWAP, so I wanted to play it safe. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna, you know, this was a chase anyway, I'm gonna get out for a super baby gain. You know, super baby, I mean, look, 12 cents, right? Nothing, like super small. I think I had like one share, so whatever. You know, I just want the experience of being in the trade and seeing how things are going to work out. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. Yeah, did I miss out on, you know, the top here of, you know, 57.99? Sure. I left like 30-40 cents on the table maybe, but, you know, overall good trade. I think any trade that's green is great. And we ended up fading, coming back down to VWAP. This is actually the play that I always talk about is, you know, the run up, I like to wait for the fade back to VWAP. Here we kind of tested a little bit below, a little bit of indecision here, but that's fine. You know, now that I'm back in the cash account, it's not a big deal. I don't have, you know, 3-day trades to get the thing right, you know. So if I were to buy here and VWAP failed, I can cut, and when the bounce happens, you know, I can come back in and get out here, whatever. But clearly the better play was, you see the second bottom here, right underneath this 30-unit moving average. And you could have gotten this back above VWAP. You know, this is from the 55.90s to, you know, here in the 57s. And then recently, as I'm recording this, you know, we had this big volume candle here. There's probably someone getting a little bit squeezed from the morning short position going against them. And that's about it. And now it looks like we're kind of fading. I wonder if we're gonna hold this this double top area here in the 57, 57s, 57, 59 zone. That would be super bullish. You know, if I come back at the end of day and it's kind of hovering around there, I might consider another trade. Although, you know, this candle's looking pretty good for another leg up. Now, moving on to MRIN, as I like to call it. Moving on to MRIN, right? We had a few here, okay? So breaking my rule, I like to, I'm always saying post 945, which again, if I waited post 945, there's no way that I would have bought here already below VWAP, right? You wait. Here, I kind of stopped paying attention around here. Once it breaks this 200 for my personal trading style, if something's up a ton, I have here the VWAP line, this is that purple, and then I have the a 30 and a 200, right? It's either 30 or 50, a 50 and a 200. Now, on the daily, that means it's the 50-day moving average, it's the 200-day moving average. We are on the 1 minute candles, so it no longer tracks the daily, but instead is tracking the average of the last 50 minute candles, last 200 minute candles, right? When something's up a ton, what I don't like to see is a break of the 200. If VWAP fails, I'm usually like, okay, maybe it's gonna hover around the 200. Here we kind of did, right? You had a little bit of a bounce opportunity here. You could have taken from the low fives to the 520s. You could have gotten 20 cents a share or something. But truly the better move, which is not a move I would have played, and I again stopped watching it when it failed this 200 line. But here was the true bounce here in the 501s all the way back up to the 560s. Now I'm wondering, was 501 a significant level? Well, let's go back to the 15-day chart here to see where this exactly dipped down. And if we look at the 501 level, you got the market profile right over here, this TPO. Usually when you see this little like low section, it means there's like not a whole lot of buying volume at that particular price point. And so it looks like, we had this big little slump. That means there's a lot of trading in this range. And then when we slipped down to here, it's kind of normal to see a reversion. And I'm wondering if that was really the thing to watch there. Intraday, I'm not necessarily looking at the TPO. I actually don't even trade on this screen. I really trade from my multi-charts screen, which, I think this is the only box that has the TPO built into it. The rest of them don't. I don't know why I do that, but I just feel like sometimes like visually it becomes like kind of cluttery and it makes the candles look a little too small or whatever. But anyway, that was clearly the better move this morning, was that bounce beneath the 200 line. And then of course, this I just totally missed because again, I leave my desk at 7:30. I take the dog for a walk, right? And then I come back, film one of these recaps, and I get into the next part of my work day. But clearly, it's a beautiful little bit of a squeeze here up into the 690s. Now we're hovering around the 660s. I'd be super tempted on this if this kind of hangs around here in the early afternoon. I think maybe like as the VWAP line starts to trend a little upward, if there can be a little bit more volume push here, I think we could curl back, maybe retest these highs, or the morning highs here in the 580s. Would be ideal to see. Then the trend is kind of intact, right? We go back to the day chart. Look at this crazy gap up. This was a weekend to hold for sure. And Emma and I traded again on Thursday. Super small scalp here, 40 shares, but nothing insane, right? Small position sizes, just kind of getting into the flow. I like the VWAP bounce is my ideal play. I think it's just got such high odds, right? Moving on to the next trade here, we got Workhorse. Workhorse is one I've been watching for a little bit, and the short float on Workhorse. Now I don't know what it is now, but a week or so ago when I was really watching this, the flow was about 46% short. So I looked to trade it back then. I guess more than 15 days ago. We go to, let's see, the 20-day. You know what? I think my other Workhorse trade was in the Robinhood. I know I covered it in another one of these videos. But see how, like what I'm talking about, the market profile makes these candles all of a sudden feel really, really tiny, and the movement doesn't look quite as big. Like if I get rid of it and I just do like moving averages, right? Bam! All of a sudden, like everything just got a lot bigger. A lot visually, it's easier to see versus that, right? Now, of course, you could always do something like that and zoom your box in and get a better feel for what's going on, but I'm not a big fan of that though. Anyway, that's my my workhorse trade. You know, I waited. I saw this big run up. I missed this. I didn't want to chase. I missed this initial VWAP bounce. You know, I think I saw it when it was kind of basing over here. And I was like, you know what? It's probably going to work, but I like playing the VWAP bounce. So I'm going to see what happens. Maybe this is a stall. Maybe it comes back and bounces. Well, no, it came back to new highs, but it did revert back to that VWAP line, which I picked up here at 712. All right, so right here at the bottom of this candle, and sold 727. Again, too soon. Same with the other ones. I could have waited. I could have made an extra, 30, 40 cents a share. But the market's weird. Like there's the continuation has been sort of lacking lately, and I'm really just, I'm looking to take my green trade as fast as possible. And because I have the cash account, because I've sized in so small, I'd rather take more smaller winning trades than risk a large position, because this just as easily could have failed, like we saw with my MRIN trade. That was my initial thesis there. Keyboard's like, I have a little problem with these. My MRIN trade, that's exactly what happened. I mean, I wanted this bounce. I got a little bit of this bounce. And I bought it again at 542 because it started to fail. I sold here because there on the level 2, there was just like crazy flashes on the ask of like, 20,000 shares, 40,000 shares. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take my, dollar share profit while I can. And then when it kind of spiked back up, I was like, oh man, I sold too soon. I should have just held for the continuation, blah, blah, blah. Bought at the 442. I was like, goodness, it's coming back down. But I had a little more patience and was able to hold, to sell in the 570s, which got a net PL of $2.44 on the day. All in all, those are all of my trades. I'm not mad at any of them. A green day is a green day, even if I only made $3 roughly total. I'll come back in the afternoon. I'll see what's happening, if there's anything worth picking up for power hour. But really, I'm happy to just take the green day. I don't want to erase anything. I'm not going to size up. I'm going to keep holding my position size and letting this thing grow. If I, as I get paid for my other job, I'll add more funds to just not size up, but just to give me more opportunities to take these trades until I feel comfortable enough. In the meantime, I'll just keep building the account off the income that I generate on my other job. But that's about it. Some other highlights I think we should cover. WSRC was on watch for a continued upside into Friday's highs. Clearly, we're seeing that did not happen. Let's go to the 5-day chart. Did not happen on WSRC. Friday, we gapped up, sure, but then everyone sold the gap up and now we've been fading. Looks like this might be the beginning of a good bounce. This massive volume bar here. I got the MACD cross to confirm. I missed I missed this happened while we were filming, and also, like I said before, I'm not really keen on buying things when they're below all of my lines here. VWAP, 50, 200. It's just, you don't really know, You know, there's no way that I would have bought around here, maybe bought at this candle on the volume, when the volume spiked here, if I was watching, but I was not, and I was filming this video, and that is all right. But we'll see if this continues to the upside. You know, looks like we're running in to this bit of a resistance. I had this support line drawn at the 22s, which now is pretty broken, but you know, it looked like we had that bounce. We had a test here. Looking here at the 25s, you know, we bounced out. It was the highs on this day's move, but we pierced below, we faded below. So, you know, it's no surprise. I think we're seeing some struggle here in the 25s. So I'll look for that. If this can break out over the 25s, I think we might retest here in the 30s. So that's what I'll look to do maybe for the afternoon. You know, if it wants to hang around here. Otherwise, I'm not going to chase. You know, nothing in this market is terribly amazing as far as the opportunity goes. Wish was another good runner here, right? This is the green to red move. Open, dips, kind of hanging around here. And as soon as it breaks past these mornings, that was the start of the run. 14s to 15. Now, kind of hanging around this 460 mark. That's all I got for you. Alf was another big runner, but it's not really doing anything. You know, nothing but fading. Disappointing. Workhorse ended up fading down here. The 16s now hanging, 17s. So not terribly mad that I left when I did. I leave some shares or some, you know, some cents on the table, sure. But, you know, if I had too much patience, and got too greedy, could have just as easily turned against me, like other trades have done in the past. So I'm not mad at my trading today, even though the gains were small. But you know what? It is the system, it is the process, and this is the thing that's going to make me consistently profitable. SPY, I think, are we at all-time highs again today? Is that what's happening? I think so. Back at all-time highs this morning, kind of fading a little bit. Keep the daily and the intraday chart here, as well as AMC, which seems to be the leader of the meme stocks. Another thing to watch, actually, before I get out of here, Repo, just an amazing run. Let's drag you out over here. Bring my face back. Repo just almost, you know, over 1,000% on, I don't know, some hype. They like redid their website or something. Huge first green day. Zoom out to the 5-year chart. No point in time has this ever traded this high, ever traded this many shares. So huge first green day potential. We'll see how this holds up going in the afternoon. Definitely would look to long this overnight, especially if it can kind of hang out. Let's see if maybe we get another VWAP test for the afternoon. I would love to buy that. Otherwise, it looks like there's been a good amount of volume in this range. So, you know, any size selling underneath 28 cents will probably take us back down into the 23, 22 area. Otherwise, if we hang around here, there is a serious possibility with some good volume that we will push up to continued highs. I'm Aubrey. This has been Aubrey Trades. Thank you for checking it out, hanging out with me during this trade recap. Of course, I'm going to post all of my trades to Profitly, so you can hold me accountable if you so choose. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.